Hi everyone, welcome to week 3. This week we are going to start looking into our documentaries and podcasts, taking notes, and get started on the draft. So your first assignment is going to be this documentary/podcast notes. I want you to do basically the exact same thing that you did for the John Oliver episode. I want you to break your notes into 4 categories. You can even write them down on paper if you want. And then ethos, pathos, logos, kairos. Take notes, make sure that you're getting a good balance of the different types of rhetorical appeals. And what I want to see in the paper is specific examples of the rhetorical appeals, not generic statements like they have testimonies, but go ahead and give a specific example about whose testimony, what does she say, quotes are amazing. And so whenever you take that kind of information down, make sure that you're getting a timestamp because that's going to be great for citing stuff in your paper. We're also going to be getting into the draft, right? And so the first assignment for the paper draft is going to be your thesis statement and outline. And what I'm really looking for here is mostly the thesis statement. I have the slideshow to go along with it to help you kind of think through what choices to make with writing the thesis statement. But I'm also giving you a thesis formula. And basically what that means is that you can just fill in the thesis formula. It's like fill in the blanks. And it's because this is a very formulaic genre. There's specific things that we'll be looking for, and I want to make sure that you're able to identify them and present them very succinctly in the thesis. You're also going to have a couple of different options for how you're going to outline the paper. The most popular option is the topical organization, and that's because you're going to be able to easily see that you have good balance of all the different rhetorical appeals. But chronological is a good one to consider as well if you want it to feel like you're keeping a good sense of like what the documentary story is or the podcast story is. Like you're keeping the form pretty similar. You're going through it scene by scene and analyzing as you go. That can feel kind of nice. I just want to make sure that if you're doing that, you're like crossing off or somehow marking your notes to make sure that you have a good balance of the rhetorical appeals. Because when I'm grading, I'm really going to be looking to make sure you're covering everything thoroughly. Okay, and then here is the assignment for that. It's going to also give you some more specific advice as you're working on this, especially with the paraphrase argument. I know a lot of people have questions about that. So if this is still not enough information to kind of help you get a good sense of what I mean by that, feel free to reach out with your specific documentary or podcast, and I can help you individually as well. Then the final assignment this week is our first presentation discussion board, and I'm excited about this. Basically, I'm just sharing with you presentations that people made on scams, cults, and conspiracy theories. And all I'm asking is that you somehow engage with this presentation, right? Or these presentations. And so I'm going to be sharing probably 2 a week. And I want you to answer questions like, what did you like about the presentation? Do you know anything about the subject that you could contribute? What questions do you have? Anything like that. It doesn't have to be like 500 words, and there's not going to be a bunch of stuff that you have to do to get full credit. I really just want you to engage with these presentations in some way, and hopefully we can all learn a little bit about the content from each other. All right, everyone, I hope you have a great week. Good luck with your analysis, and I'm really excited to keep working with you on these projects. Have a great day.